How's it going, everybody? You're one of my subscribers. I don't know if he was a subscriber. I had a comment. Fella asked about a toolbox tour, my shop toolbox tour. Okay. My shop toolbox is not that impressive anymore. I have 2 service trucks filled up, and of course, being in my own shop, of course, a lot of tools found new homes. A couple years ago, Dan, I had an impressive shop tool or toolbox tour. I used to have everything up to 4.5 inch in my toolbox. It was a lot more involved at the time, but I'll do a toolbox tour on it. Like I said, it's not that impressive anymore. I have a bunch of empty drawers in the top boxes, and like I said, everything's scattered around. So the top box, the original box, is an old Cornwell box. It was my father's box. My father used to work on the old cable-driven equipment. When he got out of the heavy equipment, that was shortly after the hydraulics started taking over. So, yeah, my father, he's pretty old. He's 81 years old. So it's kind of unique for me to be able to have these boxes. Of course, they're not that old, but they are definitely, they have some time on them. In the top, I just have some injector brushes and X-Acto knives and brake clevises. This drawer is a mishmash of Allen wrenches. That's the air hammer bit for brake anchor pins. That is a stud, truck wheel stud installation tool. It's just basically a thrust bearing. Bunch of older brake tools for doing tubing and drum brakes. I have a whole set over in my other cabinet, so these don't get used very often. This one's just about empty. All that's in the back of that is just feeler gauges anymore. Angle grinders, cut-off wheels, air saw, just for cleaning stuff up, prep work. I have 2 calipers, a cheapie, and then Matco digital. That's my depth gauge. That is a 3 to 4 micrometer, and this is spine taps for like machine screws, stuff like that. The other 2 are empty. All I got is wrench racks in the bottom anymore. Those wrenches are all in my 3/4 ton. That just has chemicals in it. Socket drawer is not as impressive as it once was. 3/4 in the back and 1 inch drive. I only go up to 3.5 inch in the shop anymore because of having them in my trucks. I mean, if I'm here working, then my tools are here available. Snap-on, deep well. These are Snap-on 12 points, 1/2 inch. These are Snap-on and Popular Mechanics 1/2 inch drive impacts. And I've had these things for 20 years. I have another set of them in Betty White in my big service truck. Those are Snap-on 3/8 deep, Snap-on 3/8 shallow, off-brand 1/4 inch. That's a 12mm 12 point for Detroit Series 60, 10mm 12 point for the Series 60. Magnetic, that's for in the cam gear for the hub. There's that 5/8 socket, the one I said about is welded together. Snap-on weatherheads, Snap-on impact metric, gear wrench, semi-deep, Snap-on chrome shallows. These are like farmhand or something like that. These are Williams and Snap-on metric 12 points, Snap-on metric deep. This is a mismatch of Matco, Snap-on, and Benchmark or something like that. I don't remember. Matco 12.38 standard. Mac 6-point shallow. I have some of them sitting in my pickup because I left with them in my pocket. Snap-on swivel 3/8 drive. This is a 3/4 set up to 2.5 inch. Snap-on Torx. That is a Job Smart Tractor Supply metric deep. Snap-on metric 3/8 wobble. Williams, JH Williams, actually just Williams when they took the JH off of them. Metric shallow impact, Williams, metric deep impact, VIM triple squares. Different axle sockets. There's one there and there's two over here. Those are external Torx. There's Matco. No, there's Mac and Blackhawk in there. Tie rod sockets. Ford fuel filter. Sensor socket. These are Matco magnetic sockets. Metric and standard. There's another hub socket too. So that's that. Wrenches aren't that impressive. Gear wrench, Snap-on. Off-brand, there's a rigid, a Harbor Freight, and a super adjustable in there. Who in the hell makes super adjustable? Williams. Snap-on. Snap-on, there's one Eastco in there. Snap-on. Snap-on. Most of my other ones are, I have 3 sets of stubbies. Each truck has a set of stubbies in it. Back over here, these are Craftsman flare nuts, flare wrenches. These are extra thin tappets for doing Cummins, tappet wrenches. SK's in the back, metric. This is a Snap-on 02 sensor wrench. Craftsman flare nut wrenches. I don't know if I said that, but that's Snap-on metric wrench set. Task Force. I bought these along the road one day. I needed to set another set of wrenches. Bought them from Lowe's. Matco. Mac. I am missing my 13. Craftsman. Professional. Stubbies. Metric. And gear wrench. I also have a set of Mac striking pry bars in here. Might as well go down this side. Screwdrivers. I don't use Snap-on screwdrivers. I have a couple of them. I have one set, and I'm not really fond of them. I actually like Stanley Fat Max screwdrivers the best out of all of them. And actually, over in that box in the corner, there's probably 3 or 4 more sets of screwdrivers. Come on, open. Nut drivers. More Allens, G-handles, Torx, more regular Allen wrenches. Drill bits, drill bits, drill bits, drill bits. And in the third drawer, those are all drill bits and files. So, stud extractor. That is a broken bolt extraction set for external. And impact driver. These are just air tools I have in my garage. There's a Snap-on 1/2 inch. The IR Matco's down in there. There's a Harbor junk. It actually works really good. I ought to say Harbor Freight. That was actually, that earthquake one, actually 3/8 drive works really good. Matco Butterfly. That is a Matco 1/4 inch air ratchet. There is an Ingersoll air ratchet 3/8 drive. 1/2 inch air cat stubby. The Matco IR brand, Matco, whatever you want to call it, 3/8. And that is my Matco air hammer. I've had that 20 years and I don't have any complaints on that thing. That thing just goes and goes. Alright, potty knives, expert ratcheting wrenches, stubbies, metric, standard, expert, professionals, I don't know what, they have a certain name for these things. I don't remember them anymore. It's not professionals, but ratcheting box vents, non-offset except for the little taper on the head. I cannot remember the name of it. Those are metric. These are the standards. Set of snap ring pliers, snap-on, of course, and another set of Blue Point snap ring pliers. Now, give you a hint there. That's almost 2 sets of snap ring pliers there. Now I have a set in my pickup truck, and I have a set in my service truck. So, gear wrench pick set. There's a snap-on pick set in here. Radiator pick set. There's an old clutch tool. Seal puller. Some call them cotter pin pullers, some call them seal pullers. There's a lady slipper. Another set of lady slippers. Pliers. That's self-explanatory. Pliers. Just about anything. There's a set snap ring pliers for doing like the Fuller and the Mack transmission. Internal snap ring pliers. Should be like 3 or 4 sets of these in here somewhere. These are for them little stupid ass hose clamps. And I recommend, there's another set of them. I recommend everybody get a set of these. I know, besides myself, I know 2 other guys that used pliers, putting them stupid little spring style hose clamps on, and have had the hose clamp kick out, and it has hit all 3 of us in the eye. It actually did that on my wife's baby shower, so I had to go with a bleeding eye. Those are alignment studs. Those are puller bolts. Those are pullers. More pullers. This puller here is a hub puller, and then those are the attachments to it. Use them for pulling hubs on like the D400 Caterpillars. That is a hole saw kit. That is a hole saw kit. And then my slide hammer. That is a filter cup socket set. Mack ball joint set. Spare parts. 3/8 drive snap-on torque wrench. 1/2-inch drive snap-on torque wrench. 3/8 drive snap-on dial inch-pound torque wrench. And I really like this one. This one was given to me by a fellow who owns a huge shop. And that meant a lot to me. And if you look at the date code on it, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. I'm going to cover his name up. No, you're not going to be able to. 8 of 75. I mean, that meant a lot to me. But then I have a Blackhawk split beam inch-pound torque wrench. It's junk, but it works. In the bottom is a cordless screwdriver set. 2 dead blows. That is pneumatic fan set in the back. And 3/8 drive and screwdriver for NiCad snap-on. Ratchets, that is 1/4 inch in the back, 3/8 on this side, and then 1/2 inch on that side. Okay. The typical clutter drawer. I have a couple of them. You can see what's all in there. Blow nozzles, all kinds of shit. Pretty much nothing in there. That used to be my electronics drawer. This is a catch-all for everything. There's pickle forks in there. The cheap style valve spring compressor. These lifting eyes, I used to use them for putting springs in. That was actually for pulling a pin out of a JCB material handler. Really crappy weld on it, but it worked. Healy coils, air fittings, crow's foot. I think it's up to an inch in, that big one doesn't count. It's up to an inch. That's an inch and a half one there. I have 2 inch up in my other truck. Chisels, hammer, and yes, that is one hammer. I have hammers laying everywhere, so I don't need to have hammers in my toolbox. And then the bottom is just a tap set. That is a pulley puller, angleometer, oil filter wrench, ring compressor, and a couple of taps. But like I said, a lot of the stuff finds new homes. Like all electric stuff. There's a drill doctor in there. Heat gun, 1, 2, 3 cordless drills. My big Makita grinder. There's my small Makita grinder. That's only a 4 inch. My truck I have the 2 4.5s. Belt sander, sawzall, soldering guns. That's a screamer. Craftsman code reader. That is for TPMS. That is a launch. Freon leak detector in there. Timing gun, battery chargers for little battery chargers, trickle chargers. Another ring compressor, seal driver, big seal driver set. That is my pretty much universal truck axle seal driver. This is a race driver. 2 1-inch guns down there. There's a short anvil and a long anvil. And if you look in my Betty White service truck, I have the same thing. Same guns. No, I'm lying to you. My short anvil in my white service truck is a Harbor Freight one. And in the bottom, this is a Masterline disconnect tool set. That is a Lincoln grease adapter. Has every grease adapter you can possibly get. That is a brake flare kit. That is another soldering gun. These are all carbides. Lots and lots of carbides. I mean, right down to little tiny ones. I can even get it open. Right there. I mean, cases and cases of carbides. That is my old ProLink down in there. I still use it on certain trucks. And then a Dremel and a brake line bleeder. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, like I said, drill bits, those don't count. Those are my wife's. Those are Harbor Freight high-speed steel ones. They don't even drill wood, but my wife bought them. Yeah, you know, drill bits, files. There's all kinds of goodies. But then I have my welding cabinets. You know, I have all my C-clamps and different grinding wheels. Rods for cast, you know, nickel rods, stainless rods. My other box, I have ungodly assortments of sockets. Just majority of them are American made. A lot of SK Lanes, a lot of Craftsman. They're just my extras, my overflows. You know, if you ever need a socket you need a bead on, well, that's where you get it from. It is what it is. And that's pretty much the tool show for today. So, I already did one on, like I said, on my white service truck, on my big service truck. One day I'll have to do one on my small truck. But pretty much whatever I have in my service truck, I have in my shop. I actually have more in my service trucks than I do in my shop because my service trucks are here when I'm working here. So, but, alright guys, you take it easy. See ya.